is Sabirsri, Megan, I am doing a little video in the interim. I'm still working on the herbal series, and I should have that out more installments pretty soon. But I just wanted to do a quick little video to show you what I'm working on and some new things that I got. So one of the things that I mentioned in a previous video was that I scrapbook my personal book of shadows. So one of the things that I like to use are scrapbook papers, and I happen to get some new scrapbook papers. So I wanted to show them off to you a little bit and tell you a little bit about what I do for that book. So the first thing I want to show you is some individual papers, and these papers are embossed, which means they're raised up, but they're really heavily embossed, so they're not going to flatten when they're in my book, which is really nice. So this one is gold, and it actually has a little bit of shimmer to it, as you can see there. I really think it's beautiful. And this next one is white with a gold shimmer, or like a little silvery almost shimmer. It's really beautiful. So those two, I really just think they're so nice, and they're gonna just look amazing. So and the next loose paper I have is from Graphic 45, and it's from the Ladies Diary collection, and it's just really beautiful paper, very botanical, and as you know, I like herbs, so it really makes a nice backdrop for my book, which is awesome. So, but what I really wanted to show you was this. It's from Die Cuts with a View, and it's the Once Upon a Time stack, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So there are two sheets of paper of each of the papers in here. So the first one is Once Upon a Time, and that's just beautiful, and it's got writing that you really can't read too well, so it looks like a good backdrop. But I really love this in the corner, and I'm not sure if you can see it all, but it is glittery. See right there? Yeah, so it's really fun. Let's see here. And then this paper is one of my favorites. And it also has a little bit of glimmer to it, as you can see. It's got a little backdrop. One that says "Off on an Adventure" that has glitter to it. This one's really pretty. It's got a nice little border. This is probably one of my favorites. It's got some glitter, but it's a mermaid. Just love that one. Let's see here. This one says "Far, Far Away." I'm not sure if I'll use that part, but I love the castle in the background. This one says "Handsome Prince." And this one says "Beautiful Princess." But I love this pattern right here. So I've already used one of these pages in my book for my air page. And it really looks beautiful because it looks like air. Even though here, I think they're trying to make it look like hair, like Rapunzel's hair or something. But when I cut it out, fussy cutting it out, I trim around the edge. And then I make that into a pocket that I can put tags underneath. Some beautiful paper here. Let's see if I can show you guys. My angle is not so good here. Alright. Next one. This one's really beautiful. I love this one. As I said, there's 2 pages of each of them. This one's great. This one is a Pegasus unicorn. It's really awesome. Just a little country kind of castle scene there. This one has a little cathedral thing going on. This one's a beautiful window. This one has some potions. This one's just plain, like, looking old paper. So, and that kind of brings up, I'm going to talk about that in a second. This one is older looking, very gothic. This one looks like rolled up paper. I won't be using that. I'll explain that in a second. This one's beautiful, though. This one has a dragon, all the reds and golds. It's very glittery, So it really stands out on the sheet, which is amazing. So again, not going to use this one. It's a map. But I love this next one. I think it's just gorgeous. Very Celtic inspired. The rose. And this one just says happily ever after. But it has a beautiful little swirl up here that I can cut out to put tags underneath. So what I mean about those papers not using them, it's mainly because in my book, I don't like my book to look too old. And I know that sounds weird because the whole idea... Oh, hi, baby. Come on. So Baby wants to join the party. She's wearing her pajamas. So I don't really like the book to look too old. So what I mean by that is I want this book to last for generations. And in order to last for generations, it's going to age on its own. And so I kind of want that to be authentic. I don't want to pre-age it so much that it's going to look like it's already 100 years old, because it's not. I'm creating it. The information is generations old, and it's been passed down, but I'm creating it in a new way, and I want that to be authentic. So I do like having it have interesting and textural look to it. And I certainly like using ink pads and different things, when people say they tea stain, stuff like that. The problem, though, is in order to make it something that's going to last for generations, you really can't be tea staining. I'm not sure if people know this, but you really need to be careful about tea staining your parchment pages because it can really weather and age your writing quite a bit with any normal inks. So be careful about that. Now, maybe that's the effect that you want. Maybe you want it to get incredibly aged. I just want mine to be able to be read by my grandkids' grandkids. And so if I do add something like color to make it look stained, I usually use an ink pad for it. Tim Holtz has some amazing distress inks that look really pretty. But I feel like I want this book to be representative of what I want to pass down to my children and what I want them to pass down to their children. And because of that, I want it to kind of age gracefully and age nicely. So I put in dimensional things and beautiful accents and stickers and things like that. And also pressed flowers and herbs and things that I do. But at the same time, I don't artificially age it too much. So like in there where the paper looks pre-wrinkled and really, really old, I'm probably not going to use that as much just because the paper is going to get that way anyway over time. And I want to be able to, over the years, when my children have this book, I want to be able to look at it and see how it's aged. When we look at our parents' pictures in the 70s, and how they're all yellowed around the corners and things like that. I want to be able to look at the book and see how wonderfully it's aged. So the other thing that I do, or that I've recently started doing that I really love, is this scrapbooking idea for my Book of Shadows. Now, I had always previously, like you had seen in my herbal video, I had done a lot of calligraphy. And I still love calligraphy and the heavy writing. However, one thing that I've been noticing with my new book is that I still, for ritual, use my older book and a lot of my older journals and little pieces of paper I've written on in order to do ritual, because my big book is too heavy. It's too heavy to cart around from ritual to ritual, and it certainly doesn't work going outside, and it's difficult, especially when all I need is, a simple, write up for a brief ritual, and that's all I need. I just need the words. So what I came up with by looking at YouTube and by talking with people is this scrapbooking idea of creating pockets within your book that you can put tags in. And so like an example of a tag, this is a really tiny tag, but this is an example of a tag where you put like a little gem or something on top, or ribbon with some stones or chains, and then you can stick it in the little pockets. And it really is a wonderful way to have portable writing within your book. So you can get bigger tags that go up to there. and then you can write on them. So I can write something for ritual, I can write a spell, its ingredients, things like that on the tag, and then I can pull the tag out of the book, bring it outside, do ritual, come back, stick it in its proper place in the book. So then everything goes together. And that makes it interactive and fun. And I think as I'm teaching my children as well about the craft, it's going to give it a more interactive and fun learning environment for them, which I really think will inspire them and can be something we can share together that I just think will be lovely. So that's sort of the plan. I'm still not sure yet on showing you my Book of Shadows, my personal Book of Shadows, the new one. I haven't gotten any requests to do it yet, so certainly probably if I don't get requests I won't, but I do, I am thinking about it and certainly showing you at least the scrapbooking pages. I have a custom symbol on my book that I'm not really sure if I want to share, but we'll see what happens, and if you're really interested, send me a request, send me a message or comment below, and I hope that everyone is having a great day. I'm really loving YouTube, and I can't wait to make more videos. And thank you so much, everyone who's subscribed. Love you all. You're so wonderful. And there'll be more in the herbal series to come. And I can't wait to talk to you all again. So I hope you have a wonderful day. And Bubba says bye too. You say bye. Who's there? Who's that? Say bye. And you say blessed be. Blessed be. Bye, everybody. Bye.